Yes, guys, welcome back to another stream. How is everyone doing, man? Big breaking news. Drop the like, subscribe to the channel. We've got Total Shambles, MCFC, Paul Jefferson, Jared, Cliff, Roman, Brand Hall, Abdi Salad, MCFC on top, Pielda, 4K Football Edits, Mank Sam, Rory Young, RGS, Marco Polo, Pet Merchant, Coacha. Yes, who else we got in here today, man? We got Thando, Mark, Fog, Code with Saran, Turbo Virgin, Marshy Boy, Escanor, Monifo, Liz Stocks, France, Cappy. Yes, people. Hopefully you guys are all well this morning. Thank you for joining me for this big breaking news. And the news is that Joao Cancelo, as people always tell me off, has agreed personal terms with Barcelona Football Club. We know that Barcelona have Cancelo high on the agenda of players that they want to sign. They really like Cancelo, and he's one of their top targets. And now, according to Fabrizio Romano, Joao Cancelo has now agreed personal terms with Barcelona and wants the move. Talks are ongoing with Manchester City over the structure of a potential deal. Now, we already know that Manchester City, basically Pep Guardiola, doesn't want Cancelo to stay. Jack Dawn came out and said City want Cancelo to leave. They don't want him to stay at Manchester City. So we know that City want him to go. We know that Cancelo wants to leave, as Fabrizio's just confirmed there. And we know that Barcelona have Cancelo as one of their top targets this summer. So the function of the deal should be possible because everyone, all the three parties want the same thing. The major stumbling block that we have here, though, guys, is this going to be another loan deal? Are we going to manage to sell him? Because the problem that you've got is Barcelona don't have any money. And really, Manchester City, we're not in a strong position here. We're not in a strong position because we don't want him. Cancelo wants to go and Barcelona want him and they don't have any money. So, Barcelona, is there any real sort of incentive for them to actually buy him? Unless they get him on like an incredible deal, like a really cheap price. Realistically, what's the incentive for them to actually pay money and get him in as like a proper transfer? They could just agree to loan the player and then, see what happens in the summer. If no one else wants him again next summer, loan him again. Like, what's the actual advantage to Barcelona to actually bid for him? You know what I mean? I don't really see one, to be honest with you. So I'm leaning towards thinking this is going to be a loan deal. I don't think that Barcelona have a lot of money. Having said that, like I say, if City are that desperate to get rid of him, maybe they'll just let him go on the cheap. What that would be? Would it be 20 million, 25, 30 million? But the Barcelona have 30 million? Like, there's so much in financial difficulty. Have you seen this thing about Dembele? Dembele apparently gets 25 million euros out of the 15 million euro release clause. And apparently the Barcelona board didn't even know. Like, they didn't even know that that was the thing. So they're so fucked that I don't even know if they're going to be able to make a permanent deal on this. I think we may be heading to a potential loan deal, which, look, is not ideal for us. It's not ideal, but I guess it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's probably better than having him around the football club when he don't want to be there and Pep don't want him to be there. So it's a bit frustrating, but give me your thoughts on this one, guys. I want to know what your comments on it. Mark says 25 million, get him off the books, 250k wages. So there you go. Pep Merchant, I've literally just explained it, bro. You know what I mean? Fucking idiot. You can get banned, bro. You know what I mean? Hide user on this channel. Fucking hell. Yeah, Mark, I agree. There might actually be a situation where we just let him go for 25 million. 25 million, let him go. But that is really low. That is really, really low. So, that it's a frustrating situation, but I guess this is one of the situation. This is a bad situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, what we're going to do? You can't demand 50 million because no one wants him. We offered him the Saudi clubs. And even the Saudi clubs didn't want him. So I think we are going to take a hit. It's going to probably be like the Laporte deal where, we're going to get absolutely robbed. But it is what it is. What can you do? You can't just keep the player. If he don't want to be there and the manager don't want him, what are you even going to do? So I think it's going to be a loan. In fact, let me do a poll in the chat. What do you see, loan or sale? What do you think? Yeah, because I want to know what you actually think will happen. Don't vote and say what you want to happen. I want you to vote and say what you think will happen. So yesterday there's a source showing City want an 8 million loan fee and a 40 million pound buy option. Well, obviously you would get a loan fee. Well, you'd expect to get a loan fee, because obviously loan fees are a thing now. I don't think we got one for the buy-in. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall remembering that Bayern paid a loan fee. I think we were that desperate to get rid of him, and that we was in such like such a mess that basically we just agreed to loan him, unless someone can confirm that we did get a loan fee. But I don't remember that we did. 8 million euros. What's that, like 5 million quid? I mean, that's not great. 40 million pound buy option. The difference is with the buy option is if it's an option, then it doesn't matter. Like these option to buys are so muddied, right? Like if Barcelona don't have the money, then the buy option's pointless. I remember when he signed for Bayern on loan, yeah, and he had a 75 million euro release clause buy option, and everyone was like, "Oh, buzzing." It don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? If the buy option is up to the club that wants him, then it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? The fee's irrelevant. They'll bid what they want for the player. They don't have to do it. So if we can get an obligation to buy for 40 million or even 35 million, I don't think that's that bad considering the circumstances, then that's good. But if it's a buy option, then what we think that Barcelona are just going to miraculously sort the finances out in the next 12 months. They're not. Barcelona are screwed, man. You know what I mean? Their finances are so much in the mud. They ain't going to sort it out. Do you know what I mean? So I think it'll be a loan, and then maybe next year we might let him go on the cheap. What's his contract situation, by the way? Because I forgot his contract situation. How long is he contracted to the club for? Let's have a look. 2027, man. Fucking hell, that's a long contract there. That's a long contract. We might just be low. We might end up just loaning him out every single year. If we loaned him out £5 million a year for the next 4 years, you get 20 million quid. It's not ideal. It's not ideal, really. You know. It's a shame, isn't it? I think it's a real shame. I think it's a real shame because he's a top player. Going forward, he's a top player. I know he can't defend. I know he's a bit of like an arrogant guy and that, but he is a top player. So it is a shame that it's come to this. But at the end of the day, if Pep don't want him, Pep don't want him. Right, the poll in the chat, loan or sale, what do you think? 65% of people think it'll be a sale. 35% of people think it'll be a loan. I'm with the loans. I'm with the loaners. I'm with the loaners, man. I don't think he'll be sold personally. I honestly don't think he'll be sold. I don't think Barcelona will pay it. Do you know what I mean? And a City, okay, so let's say Barcelona bid 25 million quid, right? Are City going to accept that? Do you think City will accept 25 million for Cancelo? Are we not just better off loaning him and see if he slams? Because I think Cancelo, yeah, I think he'd slam it in La Liga. I think he'd absolutely kill it there. I really do. So I'd be inclined to loan him for this season. Back that I think he'll kill it because I think he will do. Because, you know, I just think going forward there, I mean, you see what he did in Germany. I think he can do it in Spain with his assists and that. And then try and sell him next year. And maybe the Saudis would be interested in him next year. So I'd loan him. I'm not with the majority on this one. I'm with the minorities. I'm with the 32%ers. I'd loan him. I'd honestly loan him out. Big up to King Harlan, man. Says Cancelo goes to tour with us, then it gets sold. That's laugh. Yeah, well, the problem is people have been saying, well, are we going to get rid of him if he's gone to the pre-season tour? The problem is if we didn't let him go to the pre-season tour and then we couldn't get rid of him, what were you going to do? You know what I mean? You bring him back into the squad after you've just dropped him for the pre-season tour. You can't really do that. And then Cancelo would probably get pissed off. And I could understand why, because you've been told that you're not allowed to go to the pre-season tour because we don't like you, we don't want you. No one comes in for you. And then it's like, oh, come train with us again. It's like, not really. So I completely understand why they've had to take him. They probably wanted to showcase some of his abilities in that, which obviously you did see him play semi-decent. You know, he played all right, didn't he? That cross that he put in for Haaland, was it against Bayern? I think it was. Lovely goal, or Yokohama it might have been actually. Lovely cross. So I can understand why they took him on a pre-season tour. I can fully understand it. Have Barcelona not got any players we could really realistically go for as part of the deal? So you're talking maybe about a swap deal there, Pete. Well, obviously they do have players, but do they have any players that we'd want? Now, I think Rafinha would be a player that would suit that right-hand side for us. I think the way he plays, I think he'd come into Manchester City and I think he'd fit in. However, there doesn't seem to be any interest there at all. And, we probably think we're more in for Elise. The midfielders, you're looking at the likes of Gavi, Pedri, Frenkie de Jong. I just don't see any of them leaving Barcelona. We'd have to pay a lot of money to get any of those three players. Then you look at where else you're looking. I don't really think they've got any players that we'd necessarily want other than them, personally. Ansu Fati, I don't think we'd get him straight. I don't think we'd get him now. So yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they've got any. They do have players that we'd want, but I don't think they've got any players that realistically we'd go for. So probably not, man. So yeah, we'll have to see on that one. LB, why aren't City going for Vinny Jr.? So obviously, if Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, Mbappe would want to play on that left-hand side because apparently he doesn't want to be a striker, and obviously that's Vinicius Junior's position. The problem we have Grealish, man, and we paid 100 million quid for him. You know what I mean? And it doesn't look like Pep Guardiola wants to play Grealish anywhere other than that left-hand side. So you can't. I don't know what you do there. What would you do? Would you put him in the middle? Would you bench Grealish, £100 million player, benched? I don't know. I don't see it, and I don't think. Look, I'd love Vinicius Junior at City, but I don't think he's the type of player that Pep wants at the moment. Pep wants them wingers who are like slow, you know what I mean, and methodical in their play. Vinny's a different type of player, man. I love Vinny. I'd have him at City all day long. Don't get me wrong. I think he's one of the best players in the world. I actually think he's underrated. I genuinely do think he's underrated, and but I just don't think he's a type of player that's happening. 1 second, we've got some breaking news. Okay, we've got some breaking news here, guys. Let me bring this up on screen. Wow, didn't expect this. Did not expect this. Wow. Here we go. Guys, check this out. Saudi. The talks with Saudi Arabia and Laporte will intensify. It potentially looks like Laporte might be on the way to Saudi Arabia. Wow. Did not expect that one. Big up to Stallion says, LB Elise, 35 million or yes or nah. What are chances wise of us getting him over Chelsea? His injury might be something to be worried about. Okay, so yeah, I'd take him. I'll probably do another stream on this later on, a bit more in detail, but I'd take him at City. I think if we get him, I do think it'll be towards the end of the window because obviously he's injured. So what's the point in getting him in now? And well, it's a release clause. So you paid a release clause. Chelsea would have to match the release clause. And if they don't match it, then he's your player. So percentages, I'd say like at the moment, I'm on like 65% chances. But check this out, guys. Laporte potentially on the way to Saudi Arabia. Wow. Okay. Well, hopefully we can get a decent fee. If he's going to Saudi Arabia. Surely we can get 40 million minimum if he's going to Saudi Arabia. Surely minimum. Surely. I get why he's leaving City, but too good to go to Saudi, says Rory. He is too good, bro, but Rory, there's no one wants him. no one wants him, man. So what can we actually do if nobody wants the guy? Like, you can't really force the guy to stay because he's effectively the sixth choice centre back now, right? Because he is the sixth choice centre back. Nobody wants him in Europe. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I don't get it. The only thing that I could potentially say is that what about if Laporte agreed this Saudi deal months ago? Do you remember when he posted that thing on Instagram? And he was like, it was like a month to go to the end of the season or whatever. So like a couple of months ago. And he was like, New Horizons or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like some cryptic shit that basically suggested that his future's sorted out. What about if he agreed a deal to go to Saudi, right? And Manchester City and Pep turned around and said, okay, here's the deal. We're looking to get Gvardiol, but we're in deep negotiations with Leipzig and there's a chance that we might not get him. If we don't get him, we want you to stay, fresh start, forget everything that went on last year, fresh start, let's go again for the new season. Right? If we get Gvardiol, we'll let you go Saudi Arabia. Maybe that's, and that's why we've had no interest, because it makes no sense as to why we've had no interest from Europe. What would make sense as to why we've had no interest in Europe if he's already agreed a deal to go to Saudi Arabia? So every time a team picks up the phone to Laporte's agent and go, "Hiya mate, it's Atletico Bilbao. Hiya mate, it's AC Milan. Hiya mate, it's Real Madrid. Hiya mate, it's PSG. Is Laporte available?" And the agent goes, "No, he's staying at City or he's going Saudi." That might explain why there's been no interest from Europe, because his deal is already agreed. Potentially, that could be a thing, man. Big up Yahir with a 22 month says, not our problem where he goes, to be honest. Just as long as we get good cash for him. We'll miss him, though, from Yahir. I agree. We'll miss him, bro. 100%, man. 100%. But yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it, man. Maybe that's the reason, isn't it? Maybe that's the reason. I would imagine that could be the reason, because it makes no sense. Ruben Neves sold for 47 million. Laporte will go to 55, 60 million. But you'd like to think that's a very good point, mate. A very good point. If we sell Laporte for less than Ruben Neves, my God. But the one difference is that we're, again, like Cancelo, we're in a weak position. Everybody knows we have to sell Laporte now. Laporte wants to leave. He's not going to play. You know, Neves, he was going to play for Wolves. Wolves probably didn't want to sell Neves. Completely different scenario. However, when you look at it just blandly, yeah, of course it ain't looking great, innit? But it is what it is. Squad player for right wing and left back, thoughts, LB. We're not going to get a left back, David. Fucking hell, we've been... How long has it been since we've not signed a left back, mate? 7 years. I've completely put that to one side now, mate. You know what I mean? We ain't getting a left back. I've come to terms with that. But yeah, we do need a right winger. 100% we need a right winger. 100%. The thing is with the left back as well now, with the way that we play with the system, we've got Ake, we've got Gvardiol, we've got even Rico who can play there. You've got Sergio Gomez as a fourth choice backup. We're not going to get a left back. I think we've moved on from that style of play. So whilst, yeah, it would be nice to have a left back at the football club, I just don't see it. But at the same time, I'm not frustrated anymore about that. Like a year ago, before we started playing this like 4 centre backs at the back, I was frustrated. I wanted a left back, and I wanted a left back for years. Now we've gone to this new sort of system, new formation. I'm kind of chill with it. But yeah, you're absolutely right on the right winger. We have to get a right winger. You can't go into the season with just Bernardo and Foden, because Bernardo and Foden are also your midfielders. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, will it be Elise? Will it be someone else? Who knows? I don't know. Let me just see if there's any more chats that have flown in. I don't think so. So yeah, there we go. Sad situation. It's one of them, actually. Yeah, I'm sad to see Cancelo go. Yeah, I am sad to see him go, because he's a great player. He is a great player on his day. He's one of the best creative fullbacks in the world. And he can win you games like that. Do you know what I mean? And having him putting crosses in for Haaland. Remember the goal that he scored against Dortmund? That sort of Bundesliga goal where he had like his left foot in the air. That come from a Cancelo cross, if I'm not mistaken. Cancelo's a great player. He creates goals. He scores goals. But he has his defensive issues. He's cost us massive goals in the years gone by. He clearly has an attitude problem. He doesn't want to be on the bench. I don't think he's accepting of that sort of position of rotation. He clearly had a bust up with Pep Guardiola. I don't care what he says. I don't care what Pep says. They've obviously just said no to sort of, make the press and make fans not talk about it. But, as fans, we're not idiots. We know you don't have a player in January who's one of your best players, and then there's rumours of a bust up, and then he's suddenly loaned out and nothing's happened. Like, come on, man, we're not fools. We know something happened. So put everything together. I'm sad that he's leaving, but I think it's necessary that he's left. And that's been my position all summer. I want him to leave. I'm sad that he's going to leave, but I think that needs to be the position. Have I seen the news about Jesus injury? I have seen it. Big blow. They have to get another player in. Arsenal, they do. We got Gvardiol. We've got Gvardiola. Whoa, go on a Massumbre. Go on, lad. Big Donny tune. Right, okay. Unless there's anything else you guys want me to go through, I'm pretty sure that's it now for this stream. Cancelo looks like he's done. Obviously, when it's confirmed, we'll probably speak about it a little bit more. But Cancelo to Barcelona looks like this deal is going to get done now. It's just a case of, is it going to be a loan deal? You know, how is this deal going to be done? Is it going to be a sale or is it going to be a loan deal? I don't know. You don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the era has come to an end, guys. What a shame. It is a massive shame. Cancelo gone. Laporte looks like he's going to Saudi Arabia. Crazy, crazy. What's the price for Cancelo? Nobody knows, mate. Nobody knows. Apparently, they're now discussing the terms. I don't know, man. But apparently, I seen something last night come out saying that Barcelona, their finance people, the German financiers, have come out and pulled out of a deal, which means that they're not able to register players. I don't know, guys. It's such a mess. It's such a mess. I don't think anyone actually knows what's going on at that club, truth be told. I really don't. I don't think they know what's going on. I think it's just a complete and utter mess. It's a shambles. I don't know if I said this before, right? Have you heard this news that's coming out? Again, you don't know if it's true or not. We're just going off what's coming out, right? But I meant Cancelo for cover, LB. Oh, got you, David. Sorry, mate. I misunderstood your message. I just cover though. That's the problem. Look at the main word you put there. Yeah, it's that one there. Cover. He's not going to accept being cover, mate. You know what I mean? He wants to play, and I get it. You know, some players just don't accept being on the bench. He wants to play, so I just don't think you're gonna. I think he's going to create problems. I think he's just going to create more and more problems by having him as cover. He don't want to be. He wants to play, and if you don't play, it's going to cause you issues. So for me, and right wing. I'd rather just get a right winger. You know what I mean? I think the time's gone, mate. Honestly, I think the time is up. But yeah, just quickly, I don't know if you've seen the news. So apparently, right, again, this is just rumours. You know, if it's true, no one knows if it's true. Obviously, the only people who know it's true are the people at the board. But apparently, this €50 million release clause, that Dembele has, apparently, Barcelona get 25 million and Dembele gets 25 million. And apparently, the Barcelona board didn't even know that is the thing. They didn't even know that Dembele was going to get 25 million. So, again, whether that's true or not, who knows? But the fact that this sort of stuff is being said and we're debating whether it's true or not shows you just how much of a mess Barcelona truly are in. They're a joke at the moment. But yeah, there we go, guys. I'll leave it there. We'll probably do another stream later on focused on Elise because some big news is coming out on that one. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell as we speak about Elise later on. Some big news coming out there. Don't go anywhere. This stream will automatically redirect you to my personal channel where I go through today's transfer rumors. So stay tuned. Go over to the personal. And guys, I will see you later on. See you in a bit.